Hi, my name is Greg Palia. I'm with West Roofing Systems, and welcome to another edition of Whiteboard Roofing. In today's episode, we're going to talk about the quick guide on spray-on roofing systems. You might have heard spray-on roof, SPF roof, spray polyurethane foam roof, spray foam roofing, whatever it might be. They all mean the same thing. So I'm just going to go through a quick guide on kind of what it is, how much it costs, problems, comparisons of the roofing systems, etc. First thing is the ballpark cost per square foot. Probably $5 to $10 per square foot, depending on a lot of factors. One big factor is how long of a warranty do you want. More coating is a longer warranty. More coating is more product. That's going to cost more. How much wet insulation do you currently have? Some roofs have 0% wet insulation, which means we can just clean the roof and spray foam on it, and we're done deal. Some roofs have, some 100,000 square foot roof could have 20% of it, holding wet water in the insulation. Well, you have to identify all that insulation, remove it, bag it, transport to a landfill, pay the landfill cost, and then buy all the material to replace that 20% before the foam can even get started. So a lot of roof preparation. The percentage of wet insulation is a huge driver in cost. Certainly how far away you are from us is a big deal, besides if you're right down the road. Yeah, just a lot of different measures that affect the ballpark cost, but probably 5 to 10 is probably a general reasonable range. Next thing is problems with spray-on roofing systems. First thing is bad contractors. There's a lot of guys that say they can do foam, but how long have you been doing it? Because it's really hard to do. There's 3 different energies that produce the spray foam product that you have to be aware of, always making adjustments to it. So that's really the big thing. There's a lot of people that are installing bad foam out there, and they're really making a bad name for their product. So make sure if you do go with spray foam, make sure you go with someone that understands the chemistry of it, has a backlog of successful roofs they've done, and it's very important to do that. But that's a problem that other roofing systems don't really have. Metal roof and TPO roofs, they're probably kind of a dime a dozen. Everyone can install them correctly, so they don't have to worry about that. Another problem is overspray. Spray foam is a fluid applied product that's kind of like mist. It can easily be taken away in the wind, so it can go on cars nearby, windows, etc. We combat that by spraying out of a booth or using windscreens, but it's certainly a problem that other roofing systems don't have to worry about. And the last problem, it's got to be 50 degrees or warmer to install. It just needs to be that way for the chemistry of the 2 materials to combine and make the roof that's how it's supposed to be. So can't do it in the winter, can't do it in Ohio in November. It's just not going to work that way. So just an issue that we got that no one else does. What are some advantages that spray foam has over other commercial roofing systems? One, it's renewable. So you do spray foam, inch and a half of spray foam, you put coating over it, and that coating is meant to be sacrificial. So you might put 20 mils of coating on there for a 10-year warranty. Well, after 10 years, that 20 mils might be down to like 4 or 5 mils. You clean the roof, you put more coating on top of that, you get a brand new warranty. It can be renewable over and over and over again. No other roofs are really like that. Doesn't have any seams or fasteners. There's thousands of fasteners on a metal roof. There's thousands of fasteners on a TPO roof if they decide to attach them that way. And there's seams that run along the whole entire roof. Those can uplift. Those roofs are exposed to elements 24/7, 365. UV rays can break them down. It's just a lot of extra parts on a roof that spray foam doesn't have, which makes them less likely to leak and have issues. Next thing is spray foam can easily customize slope. So if you have a roof that's holding water, ponding water, standing water, whatever you might want to call it, to raise that level up and bring the slope to where it needs to be, it's just a couple sprays of the gun and you got it. It's different than other roofing systems where they have to, the TPO roof is flat, the metal roof is flat. You have to create that slope by the insulation below, which it's called a tapered system, but it's kind of more expensive and it's not as easy or timely as just spraying the gun a couple times. Spray foam has great R value, has an R value of 6.5 per inch of thickness. Has a lot to do with keeping the energy inside your building from escaping through the roof. Other roofing systems can get the same R value as spray foam, but just not as efficiently. They might have to use a thicker product or install more, whatever it might be, but spray foam has the best R value per inch of thickness. And the last thing is spray foam is closed cell, has closed cell insulation. It's just part of what it is, meaning that if it gets a crack or a puncture and water gets in there, water will just sit in that hole and not move. Totally different than other the polyisos and the open cell insulations where water gets in there, it can travel down south. And I always say the analogy is like, take a paper towel and take an eyedropper and drop water into the corner of it. Eventually the whole paper towel will be soaked, even though water's only coming in one little area. So it's kind of exactly how it works on open cell insulation. Closed cell insulation is obviously a lot better. But how is it installed? So we'll pull up to your roof right next to it with the box truck that has two 55-gallon drums, A side and a B side. It's an isocyanate and a resin. They get pumped through those drums, through hoses that run alongside your building up to the top. And there will be an installer on there. We're holding a gun where the two hoses go to the back of it, and it mixes it and heats it and sprays the product out. That's exactly how it sprays. There's a lot of heating going on and pressures going on, but in simplest form, it just comes pumped right from the truck, right to the gun, and right onto your roof. That's how it goes. Why do people go with spray foam versus other roofing systems? I named some of the advantages before, but really the big thing is it can minimize tear off. Why would you want to rip off a roof 100% and then put a new roof on? Like I said, the landfill costs, the time it takes to rip off and identify those areas, it's all a time waster. I always tell people, you want to save money on your commercial roof, minimize tear off. That's the best thing you can do. And spray foam being going over an existing roof, something other roofing systems don't normally do, it's a huge cost saver. And then a lot of people ask, is there like required maintenance going on after you do a spray foam roof? Yes there is. You want to do maintenance in the spring and the fall just to prepare your roof for either the rainy season coming up or the winter season coming up. It's just like your car. Every 5,000 miles you want to go to oil change. Every 50,000 you want to change the tires. Those things are done and needed to make sure the car lasts as long as it's supposed to go and performs right. Same exact thing with your roof. But yes, there's required maintenance on it, just like any other roofing system out there, and just like your vehicle. If you want to learn about any of these points, I know I went over them pretty quickly today, but in the description below there's a URL to the full blog post. But I hope you learned at least one thing new today, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.